With Powerhouse Construction Group. I'm here with David Smith. He had purchased a unit from us about a week ago, put it on his mom's house. I'm going to kind of let him go over what he saw and what happened there that was a little bit different than what we've seen before.
Well, to begin with, we went ahead and did the installation. We hooked up to the breaker box and everything. Just prior to that, we checked and made sure what was running and what wasn't, and noted the approximate speed of the meter on the outside, since it didn't have a amp meter to check it with. I just watched and counted how many times it did a revolution, how much time it took. It was moving along at a pretty good clip because they use a oxygen pump almost 24/7, so it runs continuously. And their power bill after they got it was up about $120 a month as a result of adding that piece of equipment to their home. So we went down, hooked it up, tried it out, and noted that it was charging up and everything. And about an hour later, went back out and checked things. Everything had settled down on the unit, and it was running considerably slower, not quite 50% slower, but I don't know for sure. We haven't checked to see what the bill's going to be overall. But at least with that one piece of equipment running, it's running cooler. The compressor on it doesn't put out nearly as much heat. It was putting out a pretty good amount of heat out of the back of it. It's no longer doing that. Everything seems to be running just fine in the house. They're happy with it. We're going to get our power bill there before too long and see what the results are.
Now, David, didn't you tell me that previous to putting the Powerhouse Kvar unit on, that because of the compressors, the oxygen compressors, your parents were having to go down and flip the breaker?
Yes, we had that problem also because it was overheating the breakers. Wasn't because wires were loose or anything. It's just that there was that much of a load, and their house really should have probably a bigger breaker box. But since it doesn't, the whole house is basically overloaded somewhat. And the breakers are no longer running hot. We noticed that too after a day or so. We went down there and checked, and you could physically put your hands on the breakers on the front of them and not feel the heat radiating out of them anymore.
So would it be safe to say that, we've been telling everybody that the Powerhouse Kvar unit reduces the heat on individual motors and units, but now what we're seeing is, and I wasn't sure about this, but now we're seeing that it's actually reducing the amount of heat dissipation on the fuse box itself, or the circuit breaker box.
But it does that because it's affecting the whole load on your breaker box. Whatever's running is no longer producing that extra heat. It's being stored up in the capacitors and fed back in rather than to be forced to come through the box all the time. That's how it works. It's the capacitors are taking the back energy that is coming off from your inductive load, storing that and pumping that back in 180 degrees out of phase, which cuts down your power input. That gives you the usage of all the power that you're doing instead of dissipating it as heat and wasted energy.
That's just great. And which you and I knew that worked the whole time. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why you're coming back, and you had me come over here today, not only to do this video with me, but also you're getting another unit for your daughter's house as well.
Absolutely.
She decided she wanted one, and she's getting one through you because you've decided to kind of be a dealer with us too.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Well, I'm excited about it, and we can't wait till the bills come in. Yesterday we picked up more bills from other clients, and we're blown away because we're seeing 29%, 36%, 50%, way beyond what we ever anticipated, because we believe 10 to 25% is phenomenal, but now we're seeing, and I think some of that is the electric rates have went up, and so that's kind of helping too.
It's that, plus in different places, different people have different type loads in their homes. Some of them are more converted over to having more of an inductive load, versus others are still in the state of using high resistance for everything. Anytime you use a high resistance in it, of course, it doesn't do anything for it, but anytime you have an inductive load to reflect back into the capacitors, you're saving your energy that would normally have been wasted, putting it back in and actually using it instead of throwing it out and burning it up.
I mean, I was really shocked on my own personal house because I have Energy Star appliances, and it's still reduced on my personal house, 29%. So I was really shocked on that because I thought having all those Energy Star appliances. Of course, I have 4 teenagers, and there's 6 of us in the house, so we do a lot of laundry. HVAC unit runs pretty steady. So those are your big pullers or your laundry units and your HVAC units. So I'm probably going to see a little bit higher savings, and the other customers as well. They have kids. You know, a couple that don't have a lot of kids, but the thing is, elderly couples, they're going to have older units that aren't Energy Star, so they're probably going to see in that same, and we're going to see when your mom and dad's house comes back, we're going to really see where everything goes. And I'm very excited to see that. So, well, thanks for letting us come by today. I appreciate it, and appreciate you believing in us. And yeah, I'm excited. End of the month, we're going to see the bill, and we'll do another tape.